Hey guys, welcome to our Clarity Human Services Coordinated Entry Training, Part 2. This one specifically is for outflow, those housing providers, the referral projects are rapid rehousing and permanent supportive housing providers. So a couple of reminders about coordinated entry. If you are receiving funding from the COC or through ESG, you must participate in the CE process. And what that is a way of identifying and assessing those households in our community to prioritize them for the limited resources that we do have available. CE is used to make sure that we're using our resources as efficiently and effectively as possible. In our community, we work or we complete CE with those households that fall into HUD's definition of category 1, literally homeless, or category 4, fleeing or attempting to flee DV with no other supports. We also practice a push system in our community, which means when a housing provider has an opportunity, they must inform the lead, THHI, the HMS lead, they must inform them of that opportunity so IDs that have been prioritized can be pushed to them. In some instances, there may be projects, agencies that don't have to communicate with THHI. Um, these instances occur when the agency has rapid exit funding, meaning they will assist their shelter clients with their rapid rehousing funding, still based upon a prioritization, meaning they're going to assist those identified as the most vulnerable within their shelter community to offer them that rapid rehousing opportunity if they do have it available. The other instance where a agency will not have to communicate with THHI is when they are contractually obligated to serve another population. Other than that, when a housing provider has an opportunity, they must let THHI know so that IDs can be pushed to them based upon the prioritization process that we do have in place, where DVs are a top priority, and those that have been on the list the longest, they're going to get they're going to be referred to to the first housing opportunity that does come up. One thing that we do have to remember, communication is key with any process. Once a referral has been made to us as case managers, as the housing providers, we should make all should make it a priority to ensure that we are engaging with that client as soon as possible. We're not waiting for a week or 2 weeks in order to start looking at that referral. Once a client has been referred to you, you should engage with them within 48 hours. You should start attempting contacts. If you weren't successful in at the first try, there should be at least 3 contact attempts before you deny that client this housing opportunity. Being able to communicate with the assessor, the navigator that put the client on the by name list is important as well. Because they may have, because they may have a better way of finding the client, communicating with the client and stuff like that. So please, as you once a client has been referred to your housing opportunity, use the system in the best way possible to try to find the client using the contact information that's going to be stored in Clarity, or communicating with the navigator, the assessor that put them in on the by name list as well. Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to look at what your workflow would look like in Clarity, and then we are going to jump into the training site for you to see what takes place, how it takes place. So with you as the housing provider, you're mostly going to be working out of the referrals tab. This is after the matchmaker. And I know some of us may be wearing two caps. We may have dual roles and stuff like that. We may be the ones identifying clients. If let's pretend we are a rapid exit shelter, we may be responsible as the housing rapid rehousing manager to not only find the most vulnerable within our shelter, but also refer them to ourselves and other case managers that we may have working for us. So we may have dual roles. It all depends upon what you signed up for in your user agreement, what your responsibility is in this rapid rehousing PSH project that you work in. So your view may be limited, but your workflow is still the same. You will be working out of the referrals tab, looking at the pending tab specifically to see which clients have been referred to you, looking at your envelope, because a mail, as soon as a client has been referred to you, you're assigned as a case manager. You will get a direct email through in Clarity letting you know that you have been assigned a client. You've been assigned as a case manager to this ID. You definitely, if you are a matchmaker, we'd be looking at the community queue to determine eligibility, see which clients we should be enrolling in our projects, and we will be looking at the referral process to see what needs to be done as we try to determine if the client is eligible for our rapid rehousing project. The different statuses that we have for referrals. Bearing in mind that when the client is finally enrolled in your rapid rehousing project or PSH project, that is when that referral would end, basically either successfully or unsuccessfully. And once a move-in date is recorded, everything is done with regards to CE. With that being said, let's jump into the training side to see what that looks like. Okay, so we're working for Catholic Charities. We're pretending right now that Catholic Charities does receive rapid exit funding. So in their agency, they have either a shelter, outreach, or some homeless project, homeless services, where their clients can be assisted directly with Catholic Charities rapid rehousing funding. So on the home screen, we'd go to the referrals tab. Now, at this moment, I'm going to be wearing two hats. I'm going to first talk about, as a matchmaker, the manager, the rapid rehousing or PSH manager, the one who has to either communicate with THHI that you have a need or actually find clients from the community queue to fill your need. I'm going to say this one more time again. You are only going to go to the community queue to pull clients to fill your vacancies only if you are a rapid exit project or if you are contractually obligated to serve another population where you don't have to where you don't have to communicate with THHI. Other than that, once you do have opportunities, you must let us know, because we would be going to the community queue by name list to refer these clients to you. But as I said, we're going under the assumption, because we do have some rapid rehousing providers who would be listening to this training, who will be able or who should be going in to identify clients to fill their rapid rehousing vacancies. So in the community queue, because remember we were on the home page. Let me go back. So from the home page, you'd go to the referrals tab. Once you click on referrals, it's going to take you to the smaller screen. We're going to start with community queue first. Community queues are those IDs, those households that have completed the assessments, and we are just needing to push them to a housing opportunity. So we're Catholic Charities. We do have a housing opportunity in our rapid rehousing. So we're going to look at the queue to refer clients to our opportunity. So remember, because I am Catholic Charities, I should not be looking at any other agency. The queue itself is a list of all the clients that have completed the VI SPDAT. VI FSPDAT, the T, whichever one they completed, these are all the clients that have been CE assessed. So if because we are on the training side, because a lot of people haven't completed haven't referred clients to the community queue yet, we have a very small number of people to go through. This list could be quite large. So it's very important that you are knowledgeable, that you are aware that you can sort, you can search for specific clients. There are different ways of finding eligible clients for your opportunity. So please play around in the training site. And if you are a rapid exit provider, definitely go in and see how you can filter for clients specifically for your agency, specifically by age, by vet status, or anything like that. The characteristics. With that being said, remember, I'm Catholic Charities. I'm working for Catholic Charities. I'm the rapid rehousing manager, and I'm looking to fill vacancies in my rapid rehousing project. So I would only look to my Catholic Charities people, and I'd click on Gary because he was referred. The assessment was completed by Catholic Charities. Once you click on their name, to the right, you'd be able to see which projects they're actively enrolled with. In the history, so we can see that he's still actively engaged with the CDBG CE project. In history, I will be going to the referral, this by name list referral, because remember, I now want to refer Gary to one of my rapid rehousing projects because I have an opportunity. So I'm going to go onto the pencil now. Please be mindful of your role, because you may not be able to change or edit some fields. As a manager, as an agency manager, you're able to refer clients in your agency to one of your projects and stuff like that. If that is the case, you'd be able to see pencils and stuff like that coming up. You'd be able to delete or edit information. If you happen to see, some of you may only have this eye where you're only able to view. If for some reason you should have access, you should be able to refer clients and stuff like that, please send us an email, not an email, shoot us a message via Clarity so we can update the settings if needed. But only the agency manager would go into the clients by name list referral and assign or reassign this client from the by name list to one of our housing opportunities. Now remember, this is an agency manager. The agency manager is saying that Gary, who was referred to the community queue by our project, and this is very important, he was referred by our project. It is a rapid exit. This is rapid exit funding I'm using. So he was referred by, it has to be one of my clients that I'm looking at. I'm going to go to the community queue and I'm going to reassign him to one of my rapid rehousing projects, whichever one had the opportunity coming up. So let's say it's the City of Tampa ESG, and I'm going to save changes. Once I do that, I'm going to be taken to the edit page, where at that point, as the agency manager, I'm going to assign a case manager. One of my employees in the rapid rehousing project, I'm going to assign one of them or myself to be the case manager. Once you identify or assign somebody as a case manager, an email is going to mail is going to be sent directly to them, informing them that this client has been assigned to them. So I just got an email message in my mailbox that this client has now been assigned to me. So let's take a look at that. So means of course, it'll be at this moment that we wouldn't get anything. Okay, so we're seeing that this referral to the rapid, there's now a referral to this rapid rehousing resource opening for Gary. We click on the pencil as the agency manager. We would be able to update when we determine, or when we go through that eligibility determination with Gary to determine if he's eligible for the City of Tampa ESG funding. Once we made that determination, we were able to go in and edit the results, saying if he accepted the opening, if he rejected, or if we did as well. I'm going to go back to the home screen and the referrals page. Because remember, we were doing dual taps. As the agency manager, I went to the community queue and I referred what was this? Let me go to the pending, so I'll know I remember his name. I apologize. Gary. I just referred Gary to our City of Tampa ESG. So he's no longer on the community queue, as you can see. That's why I was a little bit, I can remember the name. He's no longer on the community queue. He's now pending in the pending tab. Pending tab shows us all the IDs right now that have been referred to any one of our rapid rehousing projects. It tells us who referred them, which agency. So we'll definitely be able to tell, the system will be able to show us if we are actively working with CE or not. We definitely are not supposed to be seeing another agency referring clients to our rapid rehousing if it is a rapid exit funding, or if they were referred, it was only referred by the system, meaning THHI. Another agency should not have referred that client to us. It's either by the system or by our agency itself. And we'd be able to see who's been referred to any one of our housing projects, or who's had any one of those referrals made in the pending tab. The completed tab lets us see those IDs that have been that were referred and then were enrolled into projects. So they were referred to our ESG, and then we can see who referred them, the program that they were referred to, and when it was connected, when they were enrolled, or when that status was changed. In the denied, we would be able to see which referrals were denied, And we can always, depending upon your view, or your access rule, you'd be able to see why they were denied and stuff. So it all depends upon your access. The send tab is the same, has the same ideology. These were just referrals that were sent within our agency. You, depending upon your access, may not have the availability and unit queue. This is specifically, I think we're going to keep assigned to the agency manager for them to see which projects have availabilities, which units have availabilities as well. So, but basically for the case managers, or that you are that will be listening to this training, you guys would stick to your pending, the pending tab, where you'd get a list of all the clients that have been referred to your rapid rehousing project. If you ever need to go in to enroll the client, if the client has been assigned to you and stuff like that, you would go in after you've made your eligibility determination. You definitely go in and enroll them into your project. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to look first at, we're going to go back to the main screen, and I want to show you guys caseload, because this caseload field screen shows you exactly how many people have been assigned to you and where they're at in the process. So I'm a case manager. As a case manager, remember, this is case managers are those that are in the actual housing projects. I have these 4 people on my caseload in my rapid rehousing projects, and it tells me as well which rapid rehousing projects that they're either that they've been referred to or that they are currently in. When I need to go to a client, I just have to click on their name and it will take me directly to them. So we're in Gary's edit page. You can see that he was assigned to me and it is still pending. I'm going to put Gary in progress now, because at this moment I'm going to be going through his documents to determine if he's eligible for my City of Tampa ESG. You would only you'd be making updates as you continue to try to engage, try to determine where the client is at. You'd be making updates in this pending referrals. All you have to do is click on the client's name and it will let you know. And once you click on the name, you're able to go in and edit, check in. Let me click on it again. When I say check in, checking in means that you're showing that this client is still in the process. They're still working with the client. We don't want this referral to expire or to be denied or anything like that. We're checking in to make sure that everyone knows that it's still active. You, as a case manager, would check in at least anytime you engage with the client housing related, when you make attempts to contact them and stuff like that, and they were successful, you definitely want to check in. One thing I want you guys to notice with this pending tab is the different color. I don't know if you can really see, but there are 3 of them that are green, a light green color, and 2 that are white. Those that are in green means that they're in status. At this moment, the case managers are working with them or looking at the documents to determine if they are actually eligible for the City of Tampa ESG rapid rehousing. So let's say we're Gary. I'm clicking on Gary. I went through his documents. Everything seemed fine and good. I think Gary is going to be a good fit for my City of Tampa ESG, so I'm going to go ahead and enroll him into my rapid rehousing project. Now, in the meantime, between time, I was only going to the referrals tab. Let me go back there. Going to the referrals tab in the pending and checking in there every time I communicate with them. So I'd edit, and every time I try to communicate with Gary, if it's me making my first attempt, me calling his number, sending him an email because he was just referred to me, or looking at his documents that already uploaded in the system and realizing that one of them may not be clear, I'll need more information, sending Gary an email. I would make some notes about it. And check in and stuff like that. This is where you do this. Everything would be done in the pending tab. Up until we know that Gary is either going to be denied or his referral expires because you guys give him 30 days to do something and he hasn't done it. And that referral is gonna expire. We can always update the status here and save the changes. Everything would be done in the referrals in the pending tab until we actually enroll Gary in our rapid rehousing project, into our housing project. And we'd go to programs because it's one of our rapid rehousing project. He was referred to our city ESG, and we're able to see once we click on any one of the projects, you're only able to see projects within your agency. If you click on any one of them, it depends upon your view. You get more information about that project depending upon your access role. So as a housing manager, I have access to the City of Tampa ESG. I can see that I have 9 clients right now, 5 units, 9 referrals. This moment, I could go ahead and enroll Gary into my city ESG rapid rehousing, or I can decide, depending upon my my role, I can go ahead and put him or refer him, enroll him into any one of the other rapid rehousing projects. And this is only if you are a agency manager. Okay. Gary was referred to ours. We're able to see which one he was referred to by this blue toggle sign. You see with the other ones, let me go back in. The City of Tampa ESG Rapid Rehousing, this program placement is a result of a referral. If we go into any one of the other ESG Rapid Rehousing projects, let's go to this one. You see you're not seeing that blue toggle. So we want to always make sure, definitely we double, triple check that this program placement is live. So we'll know that this is the referral that we have to accept or deny. It's toggled on. So Gary, I went through his papers and I realized that he is eligible. So I'm going to go ahead and enroll Gary into my City of Tampa ESG Rapid Rehousing project. Now at this moment, and I know with some of you, you may have the opportunity, the housing opportunity, the vacancy right then and there. With some, the client may be enrolled in your rapid rehousing project and they have to go find housing. But in our case, we're going to pretend that Gary is moving in as well on this date. It was a scattered site that we had available. So we're going to move him in as well. His prior living situation was a place not meant for human habitation. We don't, if there is anything to update, if there's any increase in income, anything that needs to be updated, you definitely go ahead and do that there and save and close. So Gary is now enrolled in our rapid rehousing project, and we, as case managers, would go back in to our, see how it's already been pre-populated for you. This is because this was an inferred event. The referral, once it was accepted, once we saw that blue toggle thing, it was able to, the system was able to record the result and the date of the result. So we didn't have to go back in and edit that pencil at all. So what we needed to definitely make sure as the housing manager is that when we were referred to that, when the client was referred to one of our rapid rehousing projects, we were very specific. We searched for that specific project. We looked for the toggle. You wouldn't be able to see it again now or anything like that because it's gone, but we looked for that toggle, remember that program toggle, and once it was on, we went ahead and re-enrolled the client into the project. Because we were actually responding or responding to a referral that was sent to us through the system. When we went back into Gary's history and we looked at the actual event, that referral to that our rapid rehousing, we as case managers didn't have to do anything because the system recorded it for us. With that being said, that's it for the CE process, because once the client has been enrolled in your project, and a house and move-in date is recorded, they are no longer CE eligible because they're housed. If ever there are questions, comments, concerns, issues, needs regarding anything in this training, anything CE related, HMIS related, please you can always send us mail. We don't have to go through, send emails or anything like that. You can go ahead and click on the mailbox and send us or whoever else, whoever you may want to communicate with, send them an email, mail through here. It is specific, so once you click on the agency, it will give you a list of people that you can communicate with. So system, and we have our list of THHI staff as well. So please, if ever comments, concerns, go ahead and send us a message in Clarity, and please take the time to go around and play in the training site. Remember, you are going to be stuck in, well, not say stuck. Your main concern is the referrals tab, where if you are the case manager, you'd be going to the pending to update where necessary, to check in where necessary, and make notes about the clients that you're working with that have been referred to you that you are a case manager for. If you are a agency manager, and you have rapid exit funding, the community queue is where you'd go to find clients that have been referred by your agency, so you can pull clients that are in your agency specifically. Other than that, once a determination has been made as to if the client is eligible, if their referral is denied, it will all be done in the pending tab. When you click the pencil, you can always make the edits there in the referral edit. And also, if you click on the person's name itself, you'd be taken to their profile page. And in history, you're going to get a view a bird's eye view of exactly what is going on, paying attention to the different colors, different things that the different colors will give you an idea of where the client is at. If you guys don't know, there's every screen that you have is customizable. You can always sort and filter, so you can search for things in different ways. I did coordinated entry, so this is a view from my coordinated entry where you can see the assessments that were completed with the client, the different programs, um, the referrals that were made, event, and assessment. This main VIs, but this was an older version that we were testing out. But you can definitely see the different colors and the dates that they were completed as well. It's always a hierarchy. Yeah, so that's it. Please remember, once the client is enrolled and housed, the house and move-in date is recorded. The referral, that event referral to rapid rehousing, is gonna pre-populate on its own. The referral result is gonna either say accepted, denied, and a result date is gonna be recorded. And that's it for the CE process and housing. Please, please, please remember, though, that we do have a push system in play in our community, meaning when you do have a housing opportunity, if you are not a rapid exit provider, you must inform THHI of your need, of your opportunity, so we can push clients to you. With that being said, your next steps as housing providers, as agency managers, as some of you may be as well, is to go ahead and refer some clients. I know I would be sending some or referring some IDs to different case managers and stuff like that, as my assessors start completing assessments and stuff like that. It'll be a workflow that we're going to do. The assessors, the dedicated access points, their next steps were to complete the assessments with some IDs and refer them to the community queue. Once that is done, I'm going to start referring households IDs to some of your agencies, pretending that you did say that you have some vacancies. So you guys, if your agency manager, definitely go in, assign some people from the community queue to your projects. For those case managers, please take a look at the pending. Please take a look at your mailbox to see, because I have been sending IDs out to different case managers. So please take a look at your mailbox. You may have had an ID sent to you even before this training. So if you are assigned as a case manager, it is your responsibility to show that you're making contact attempts to ensure that this vacancy is filled with the client that was referred, and that you're making the necessary updates and enrolling the client when necessary. With that, I thank you all for listening, taking part in this video. We do have the access points training as well, if you're interested, if you want to learn how their workflow. But that would be it for us as housing providers and those that are receiving referrals. I thank you all for taking the time to listen to this. Please, please, please play around in the training site as much as possible, going into the pending tab, the community queue, looking at the different fields, looking at the different edits. If you do realize that your access needs to be changed, please shoot us send us something send us a email in via Clarity, so we can get this fixed for you. I thank you all, and Have a good one.